What you guys, got another video here for you. Now in my previous video I showed you how to convert an install.esd file to an install.wim file. Now in this video we're going to be taking a look at how we can inject driver packs into our ISO or into our install.wim file. So if you haven't done that video yet, if you haven't watched that one, you might want to watch that first, because that shows you how to convert the ESD to WIM, and you're going to need to do that if you want to inject your own content into that install.wim file. Anyway, so let's get started. You can see here I've got a bunch of folders and files and programs on my desktop here, and we'll go through those in a second. But the reason for doing this is very useful for text and stuff like that if you want to slipstream your driver packs into an install.wim. Now for instance, when I install Windows 10 or Windows 7 or Windows 8, the actual drivers for that motherboard are not installed, and then I don't end up with no network, so I can't connect to the internet. And also I have no CD-ROM drive in my computer case, which is pretty common nowadays, which means I can't just put the CD in there, and also I can't then go onto the internet because obviously the driver packs are not installed. So that's one of the reasons for doing this, and also it's useful in an IT-based industry where you can just roll out these installs with all the latest drivers and stuff like that. So let's get started anyway. So first off, let's take a look at the websites. You can get the DISM GUI from this website here. It's a very useful program. It saves you having to put a lot of commands in, does it all for you. Also we're going to be using the Win all-in-one maker, and I'll probably do a video on this to show you how to use this properly as well. And also we're going to be looking at the driver packs solution here to get the latest driver packs for my NIC card, and you can get them on this website here, or you can get them from the manufacturer's website, depends on where you want to get it from. I've got double driver here, and also got some folders called work. This is where my work's going to be going on. Also I've got the mount. This is where the mounting of the WIM files are going to be, and I've also got the Windows 10 anniversary edition here, and we've also got the DISM GUI, and I've got the Win all-in-one maker, and the DP, which is the driver packs where we can put them in there. Okay, anyway, let's get started. So first off, let's extract all this Windows 10 anniversary update. Now I'm going to use 7-zip here as well, so you're going to need to make sure you got that. So let's open up the archive. Inside the archive you've got the sources folder, and inside here you'll see boot.wim and also install, which used to be called install.wim, but it's now called install.esd. I think this is encrypted, and it's also compressed, so it makes it very difficult to do anything with the ESD files. You need to convert them, and that's why I made that video previously, and I will put the card up the top. You can click on that and it will take you to that video. So let's extract all of this stuff here. If you don't have 7-zip, or you don't want to use 7-zip, you can use Win all-in-one professional maker as well, and I'll show you how to do that with this program. It might be a good opportunity to learn something. So here we've got the Win all-in-one open, and there's some useful tools in here, like ISO to folder. So we can click on ISO to folder, select our source for our ISO. Ours is on our desktop, and what we're going to do here is look for the ISO image. So there's our desktop. Click on the ISO, click open, and now extract these files to a location. So we're going to choose our work folder. Now you can name yours what you like, it's just the way I like to do things, but then we can click on the extract, and it will extract all of those files into our work folder from the ISO. That may take a bit of time, so I'll pause the video here. This might be a lengthy video. Okay, so that's now completed, so we can click finish, and we can close this off for the time being. So if we go into our work folder now, you will see it's extracted all those files into there. And if we look at our sources, we can now see our install.esd. Now, I did say previously I converted this already, and I'm not going to go through that process in this video because it does take some time. So I've already got one here on my desktop, and I'm going to swap that out. So if you want to know how to do that, you can watch the previous video, and the card is up the top. So I'm just going to drop my install.wim in there. Okay, so now we've got that done. What we can do is open up our DISM GUI. And I'm going to right click on this and run this as administrator. Click yes to the user account control. And here we have DISM GUI. Useful program. So you can see here mount control WIM files. It doesn't say anything about ESD files, and it won't mount an ESD file, so that's why we converted it. So all we need to do here is choose our WIM file. I'm going to go into our work folder onto our desktop here, okay? So we've got our work folder, and then sources, and then we're looking for that install.wim file there. Now, of course, if you haven't converted this, it will be an ESD and it won't work. You can make changes to the boot.wim as well. Now, once this is completed as well, we can also just burn this to a disk, or we can also put it onto a USB flash drive and use the install.wim. We don't have to use the ESD file. So now we're going to choose the mount location. And if you haven't guessed already, it's going to be on our desktop, and it's going to be called mount. So this is where all the mount information from that install.wim will go into there. We don't want to make it read only, so we're just going to mount this. Now this process depends on how fast your computer is, will depend on how quick this will mount this. So we're just going to let this mount, and I'll come back. Okay, so that is now complete, and as you can see, the command line that ran the DISM command, it shows you that just here, as you can see. And if you look here, comes down, it tells you that it's 100% successfully completed. And if we open up our mount folder now, our mounted folder, which is on our desktop, you can see here that it's mount in our mount folder, and this is all the files that it's took out of that WIM, and it's loaded them up, mounted them. Okay, so now we've got that done, we need to get our driver. So let's take a look at this site here. This is where we're going to get our driver. And from here, now on this machine here, it's the Killer E2200, and it's the Windows 10 64-bit version, which is this one. So I'm going to download this. I'm going to save this as, and I'm going to save it to my desktop. Now the important note here is that these need to be INF files. You can't use any other, you can't use executables or anything like that. It won't work. And as you can see, this is an executable file, but that's okay. We're going to sort that out in a second. But basically, you can download whatever you like here on this drivers area, and you can search for drivers, and you can go back to the driver solution main site, pick what you want to install: graphics cards, sound cards, tablets, you name it. There's all drivers on here for laptops and stuff like that for every manufacturer. You can get them here. Okay, so now I've got this driver here. I did say that it can't be an executable file, so we're going to right click on this and run this with 7-zip and open up the archive. And as you can see here, there's a drivers folder, and there's also a DPLAN others, which is another folder, and enforced. We're going to go all the way into 10 × 64, and there we have the actual driver inside here, and you can see it's an INF file, which is what we want. So we're going to drag this out like so, and we're going to put this into our DP, which is our driver packs, into here. Okay, So inside here we've got all our files. So what we want to do next, we can get rid of this, we don't need this now. So what we want to do next is take a look at Double Driver. Now, Double Driver, you've seen me do videos on this many moons ago. It's a very useful tool for backing up and restoring drivers for that computer, and it can save you a lot of time when you're coming to install drivers again. You can just restore them. But backup, let me just show you how this works. You click on backup and you can scan other systems, or you can scan the current system. So I'm going to scan the current system, and it will do a scan of that system, and it will have ticks in certain areas for files for drivers that you can back up. Okay, now this is on a virtual machine, but if this was on the main system, it would find that driver, and I could then back up that driver just by using the backup now, and then I could import that into our install.wim file. So you can use this as well if you wanted to get all the latest drivers and then inject them into that install.wim. But I've just downloaded it because I only want to show you just one driver, makes it easier. So the next step is to open up our DISM GUI. Now we haven't closed it, it's still mounted, so make sure you didn't close it off, otherwise you'll have to remount it again. We're going to go into driver management, and we're going to locate our drivers folder. It's going to choose our drivers folder. Again, this was on our desktop, and if we go into here and look for DP, you'll see there is a folder inside here, and we're going to choose this one here. Okay, the E2X00. Click OK. And now you can force unassigned drivers if you want to. This means that the driver is unassigned, and you are going to force that to inject itself into there. I don't need to do that for this because I know this is the right driver, but if you want to do that, you can do. If you need to do that, then that's what you need to do. You also have your get third-party drivers and stuff like that up here. But we can just add this in now. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to add our driver, and you can also delete drivers here as well. So if you're working with WIM files, you can add and remove drivers whenever you need them. So click add, and this is going to start to add that driver in there. Now have a look at this number, this E2X00. So just remember that there, because we'll show you where it gets injected to, and that's been successfully added into our install.wim. Okay, so that's been now completed, and we'll cover some of these other things if you're interested in covering some of this other stuff like features and package management and stuff like unattended, and there's a few others up here as well. Then let me know and I could do more videos on it. If you're not interested, I won't make no more videos because these are pretty lengthy and they're good educational videos. Anyway, so we've got the drivers added in there now. So what I'm going to do here is go back here to the mount control, and I'm going to dismount this image because we've now injected that into there. So let's dismount image, or WIM, and it will say, do you want to commit these changes? It may disappear there, but it's just there. We want to make sure we say yes here, and it's going to commit those changes and then put it back into that folder, into the install.wim. I'll come back when this is complete. Okay, so that's now been dismounted, and you can see here it gives you the full log of what's been happening. We've unmounted our image. You can see here it's done all the unmounting. It gives you the log file if you want to use that. It tells you where the log file has been located at. We can now exit this. We'll say yes. Okay, so that's now closed. And what we can do now, if we look inside our work folder, we've got all our files back here. And inside the mount folder, it's all been emptied, and that's because we've dismounted. So now we need to create an ISO file from the work folder here, because this is where all our work is that we've just done. And inside the install.wim, which I'll show you here now, you'll see it's all there. So let's quickly create our ISO, and we're going to be using the Windows all-in-one Maker Professional. Okay, so we've got this open, and what we're going to do here, we're going to go to select WIMs, and we're going to go into our work folder, into our sources, and then select our install.wim. Click open. You can see it's been listed here, and now what we're going to do is save all into an ISO. Okay, so now we can give this a label, call it what you like. That'll do me for now. And basically we need to put a destination in there. So I'm just going to put this into, we'll just stick this into our mounted folder. I'm going to call this Windows 10. And we'll call it, say for instance, times 64, and then we're going to call this, we'll put Nick in there just like that, so I know it's got the Nick card on it. You can call yours what you like, and now we can make the ISO, and it's just now going to create this ISO image. So we'll just let that do its thing, and then we'll come back when this is completed. Okay, so that's now complete. We can now close this off. And if we go into our work folder, into our mount folder, sorry, we can see our ISO. If I open this up, and I can open up archive, and inside here you will see all your files. And if we go back into sources, and then come down to install.wim, as you can see here, if I go into Windows, System 32, driver store, file repository, and then look for that E letter, which was the driver folder, and here it is there, E2XW, go in there, and you will see the drivers that have been injected into there. Now if I just quickly show you the DP folder, you'll see that was the files that we injected into there, as you can see. So that's basically the process of injecting your drivers into your install.wim, and so when you install Windows, it'll automatically install those drivers for you. Anyway, I hope you appreciate the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something, and if you want to see more of this sort of content, then let me know in the comments section below. If you've got any other video requests or anything like that, you know, you can always pop over the forums, or you can post them in the comment section. I'm not always going to see them in the comment section, but I'll do my best. But if you want to see more of this sort of stuff, then let me know, and I'll do my best to make that content for you. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this one up. My name is Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. If you enjoy these videos, guys, then hit the like button. Also hit the subscribe button if you want to keep up to date and be notified when I do upload new videos. And also, if you've got any problems with your computers, any video requests, or just want to join a community and have a chat, then hit the forums. And also, if you use Facebook and you want to join my Facebook fan page, then pop over there and give us a little like up over there. Anyway, have a great weekend, guys, and I shall see you again in the next video. Bye for now.